Hey everyone, real quick announcement before I get to the review. I've created a Patreon for this channel. Another YouTuber with a Patreon. How generic can I get, right? I only have one simple tier at the moment, and everything is kind of bare bones, because I have no idea what I'm doing. But if you'd like to help support the channel for a measly $1 a month, that'd be awesome. Each patron will get a thanks shout out at the end of every video, and obviously it's not required, but it would be really cool. Anyways, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for future stuff. Okay, on we go! Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This title has gone down as legendary, not just in the FPS genre, but in the world of gaming as a whole. Just when World War II era games had worn out their welcome with the majority of gamers, here comes a modern era title with not only brand new ideas, weapons, and themes, everything it did so nearly flawlessly. Yes, I said nearly flawlessly. I'm pretty sure rain does not fall through helicopters like that. Remember when Activision actually cared about giving development time to COD's single-player campaigns? Modern Warfare remembers. Splitting between British Special Forces and American Marines, the player is taken throughout several different locales, including the oh-so-memorable Pripyat, in a race to stop two ultra-nationalist terror groups from unleashing hell upon the world. Something I really love about this story is how it does things at certain levels you didn't expect at the time. Think you're gonna somehow make it out of this situation? Nope. In first person, a gun is put to your head and the trigger pulled. Think you're gonna get your target? Nope, he kills himself. And who could possibly forget the nuke?
We have a confirmed nuclear threat in the city. Test teams are on site and attempting to disarm. I repeat. Everyone hang on!
Crawling out of that helicopter, looking at the rising mushroom cloud as you take your last pain breaths, it's still spine-tingling after all these years. Subsequent CODs took a lot of plot moves from this game and overused them to death, but here the whole story still feels fresh. Sometimes I think the pacing actually moves a bit too quickly, and the ending just sort of comes out of nowhere, wrapping things up a bit too smoothly, but it's a good plot nonetheless. This is also one of the few CODs in which the player will actually give a shit about the characters. No, they aren't super developed or in depth. This ain't Call of Thrones, Game of Duty. I need to stop trying to be funny because it doesn't work. But you spend enough time with these dudes to get attached. Soap, the new guy on the British side of things, Captain Price, the Russian informant Nikolai, and the two primary antagonists all have good presence in the story. Yes, the bad guys are a bit flat when you start to really think about it. They're honestly just kind of there to be menacing, but they do a good job of being believable threats.
Sir, check the security feed. It's the can. He's taking off.
Captain Price, this is Gaz.
Although, whoever had the bright idea to not only put a big old flag behind the strategic MacGuffin, but lights all over it, should probably be fired.
So we better go.
Now looking at the footage, it's kind of hard to not admit that the game does look a little bit dated, though not by much. Textures hold up really well, character models still look good, and there's no on-screen tearing. There are a few levels which I think could have benefited from some fine-tuning in the details, but overall everything still looks really good. Gameplay-wise, Modern Warfare still plays and controls wonderfully. I feel like I shouldn't have to describe the control scheme since literally every COD game has the same one. If you've played a COD, then you know what the setup is. Everything is responsive, the weapons are fun to use, the overhead mission is a complete blast. I'm terrible. And movement feels good. Modern Warfare does suffer from the whole enemies will keep spawning until you actually advance far enough to make them stop design, which is incredibly annoying. Like, I swear, I've killed 30 of you fuckers, why haven't you fallen back? Hey allies, wanna actually do something? No? Your AI isn't capable? Fine, I'll do everything myself.
Grenade! Enemy personnel!
Also, it's a bit immersion breaking when I have to wait for my buddies to line up at a door properly prior to busting it open. I get it's hiding a loading screen and makes the transition between areas near seamless, but it's still kind of weird.
Load the charge.
Wanna know what's not weird? The main theme. Oh man, so many nights were spent in lobbies as this played. It's such a simple tune, but so iconic for not only the Modern Warfare trilogy, but for the COD franchise as a whole. The rest of the score is fine, but it doesn't really stand out. This is sort of a problem with the entirety of COD, as most of the music simply does its job, and that's perfectly fine, but it just doesn't really stick with you. I said most of the music. I'll get to you eventually. The rest of the sound design is spot on. Weapons all sound great and have the right amount of impact, vehicles will sound the way they should, and there are very few hiccups in how the audio proceeds. Voice acting, while not really anything stellar, is well done, and you can tell the voice providers are having fun sinking into their characters. Now we all know while the single player in this game was off the charts in enjoyment, the multiplayer was what really made Modern Warfare the impactful title it was. It wasn't a bloated, attachment and killstreak packed mess which made everything blur together. 3 simple kill streaks, a spy plane, airstrike, and attack helicopter, and limiting all primary weapons to just one attachment kept things from going crazy and made the playing field more level, giving less skilled players more of a fair chance. Yes, SMGs, automatic rifles, and sniper rifles took their place as the dominant weapons, but players who ran shotgun only, pistol only, knife only, or that one weirdo who trolled with the RPG, we all knew at least one player who would do that, were still plentiful and valid builds for matches. There is a bit of an issue with grenade spam, but that's partially due to the map design.
Enemy UAV.
Recent CODs all have the same extremely basic 3-lane map design meant to funnel players towards each other and keep the action going. Now yes, the 3 lanes are present in Modern Warfare, but there's always more to it. My personal favorite map, the one with the ruined apartment buildings, I can never remember the name, has multiple levels within the buildings to fight on, as well as extra areas on the sidelines for skilled players to establish an area of control. This type of design could feel a bit crowded on smaller maps with high player counts, in modes like Team Deathmatch or Free-For-All, but they work extremely well in Search and Destroy and other small player count modes. The gameplay in multiplayer isn't completely twitch or reflex based, and things move at a slightly slower pace. Campers are around but aren't a complete cancer, and while quickscoping was a thing, you'd see sniper players actually playing as a dedicated sniper. Crazy, I know. Now obviously the servers aren't as populated today as they used to be, and the majority of game modes are dead. You can usually get a match going of TDM pretty easily, but if you're wanting to do anything else, expect to sit and stare at the lobby screen for a while. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is a classic. A few small issues hold it back from true perfection, but I don't really think anyone can deny just how great a game Infinity Ward developed here. Well deserving of a 9.5 out of 10. Hello everyone, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you haven't yet, be sure to go ahead and subscribe and give the video a like. Also, be sure to hit that little bell so that way you're notified whenever I actually upload. I've been uploading every other Sunday or Monday now, so about 1 review every 2 weeks. I feel like that's a pretty good schedule for me to do it, that way I don't get burnt out and I don't feel like I have to crank out these reviews so quick while I'm not actually able to enjoy the game. Yeah, love ya.